I'm out here today and I'm doing another little review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Artemis T28. Now again, someone messaged me on my YouTube channel, said that they had a torch that they wanted me to test and go over. Generally, again, I don't review things that I don't think aren't very good in the first place, so you should know now that I think it's quite good. But I said if I didn't like it or it didn't work out for me, then I wouldn't review it. So with that in mind, they still wanted to send it me, and this is it now. So it came in this little box, nothing fancy, which is probably a good thing. I'd rather them spend money on the product than the actual packaging. And this is the torch. As you can see, it's not a small torch. I've had things like this before. There was a review I did ages ago on my first torch, and technology's certainly moved on since then. So this torch is quite a bit heavier. I'll put the weight in just here. But the thing that took my eye with this is you've got red, green and white on here just by using this little switch. So you switch that, green, white, red, so you don't need to carry around filters with you. Now the benefit of that is if you're shooting rats, they might get used to a white light and then you switch to green and they don't flare off quite so much, or they get used to the green and the white and then you move to the red and you can shoot a few more. So that's the real benefit of having different colours. Obviously it's not as good as using night vision, but some people's budget doesn't allow for night vision, and this is pretty much who this torch is marketed for. So as well as having adjustment on the colours there, you've also got adjustment brightness on the back just by this spinny thumb wheel here, and you've also got focus adjustment, so you can have a really big flood or you can narrow it down to a real fine beam. So the flood, you can probably see stuff in detail out to, like, I don't know, 15-20 yards maybe, but then if you put it on the really focused beam, you'll see out to about 100 yards. There's a tree in my back garden that I can see, and I can spot pigeons roosting in there. Obviously you're not allowed to lamp pigeons, but I can see pigeons in there, and that's about 85 yards away. So for rabbiting and foxing, you know, 100 yards, bang on. Anything further, I'd probably want to go for something a bit more powerful, or the night vision. As soon as you step up the power, you step up the price, and by which point you might as well use infrared. Charging is something that I've never seen before. You take the battery out and it's got a little USB charger there, and you actually just plug the wire straight into the battery, which is a bit strange. It's a new idea for me, but it works just fine and I've had no issues. The way I mounted it to the gun was the trusty old double pipe clip, glued and screwed together. That just snaps on there and then snaps on top of the scope. These pipe clips cost me 8p each, so a total of 16p plus the glue plus the screw. And yeah, it's worked for me for years. You can buy specific torch mounts, but what's the point? So here we've got the trusty HW100, Eagle Vision on the back, and that just snaps on there. Quite neat. Adds a little bit of weight to the gun, as you'd expect, but yeah, it looks smart on there. I have this in my bag all the time. It's not so easy for me to have night vision in my bag all the time because it's more bulky, but if I've just got a torch in and I find myself out a little bit later, if we've been roost shooting with the shotguns or something, or with the air rifle, and we fancy doing some rabbiting, I've always got a torch with me, so it's never an issue. So because it's LED, the camera doesn't really pick it up because it's flashing, but you'll get an idea. So it's just white, red and green. You get the furthest distance on the white, and then the second furthest on the green, and you get the least distance on the red. So the red I'd probably use mainly for sort of closer range work, shooting rats around a farmyard. The green and the white would probably be better suited to foxing and rabbiting a little bit further out there. In the box you also get a pressure switch. Now I've had a few torches with pressure switches before and I've never really got on with them, but this is actually something that I have used and it was perfectly fine. You've got an on-off button there, and the adjustable brightness on the two up and down. So you've just got plus to make it brighter, minus to make it dimmer. Pretty self-explanatory. and it's really easy to access when it's on the fore end of your gun. But then again, if it's just on the gun and you don't want any wires, just pressing that button there isn't too much of a hardship anyway. So what else came in the box? It came with this Picatinny rail if you wanted to chuck that on top of your scope, so you have a permanent attachment there, and then a mount there that you'd put on the torch. So yeah, it just saves you having this pipe clip, but I quite like this because it's really light and I can just take it off and put it on, and it's just mega quick and super simple. And I also got a little bracelet, which is a lovely little touch. So this pretty much does everything for me now, so I'm going to sell all my other torches. I can't really see the point in keeping a load of torches that just don't really do as good a job as this. So I'll be selling those. I'll probably just chuck them on eBay. They're not worth very much, but it's just clutter, and this for me is just one torch that does everything I need at the minute. Now I've mentioned price a few times, and this comes in at, I think it's $150, so that would be £120. It didn't take too long to get to me. When the rep said that they'd sent it, it probably took a week or two to arrive, which is fine, not too much of an issue. It's not like I'm out shooting every night anyway. So yeah, delivery time, not too bad at all. Is there anything I don't like about it? Not really. I mean, it's a torch. It is what it is, it works, and that for me is the main thing. I really like the extra features on it, the adjustable brightness, the focus, and the colour adjustment. It's light enough to go on my gun and not really notice it, and seems pretty reliable as well. One thing I did do was I wanted to make sure that this really was rugged enough and it wasn't going to break on me, so I actually took it mountain biking, made a clip and stuck it on my helmet and rode that hill there. And yeah, it was no problems at all. We did like 3 laps and I could see everything brilliantly, which would also indicate to me that if I was going to put this on a bigger rifle, like I don't know, a big centerfire rifle, then it would withstand the shock of that as well. Obviously it's a little bit different to mountain biking, but I'm pretty confident it would be okay. If you guys bought one of these and you're happy with it, or you're not so happy with it, put it in the description and let everyone know what you think, because you know, we all value your opinions, and yeah, the more knowledge the better. To buy these, I'll put the link in the description. Some people seem to struggle with that. They leave in the comments, where do I buy this? How much is it? I've told you how much it is, the link's in the description. If anyone asks me where the link is, I'm just not going to reply. It's just common sense. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please give it a like and subscribe, and turn the notifications on to get notified when I upload a new video. Thanks very much.